Hi guys, hope all of us are doing fine. My name is Ernest and this is Ernest Sciences and Mathematics TV channel. In our discussion today, of course, I'm going to do what I had promised in my previous three videos, and that was on the concept of the mean deviations about various averages for the mean, mode, and median in that particular case. Now I'm going to consider the data which I've given on the right side of the board, and of course from this one we're going to find the three averages, of course, of the mean, mode, and median. And those ones are going to assist us evaluate the mean deviation about the mean, the mode, and the median in that specific order. Now I'm going to arrange this particular set of data in terms of the ascending order and try to create a specific tabular form of this specific arrangement so that we are able to, of course, evaluate the mean, median, and mode from this specific distribution. And that's going to assist us, of course, find various types of the mean deviation about the specific averages which I've mentioned on the board. Now from the table above, I've given this specific distribution in terms of ascending values of this data, whereby we have 4 appearing twice. Now I've started with the lowest value of 4 appearing twice given as the first and second column, and then of course 5 given in terms of those 3 columns, 6 in 1, and then 7 in 2, and then we shall have 8 and 9 given as such. So in this case, we're going to see that we can evaluate the various averages which we have discussed for the mean, which we said is given in terms of I to n, I equivalent to 1 to n over a specific set of values given as such. And this is going to be given in terms of the sum of these specific values which we are going to add, of course. This is going to be 8 plus 15, 23, 29, 36, 43. This is going to be 51, and then that's going to be 60. So we're going to have 60 divided by the number of n. Of course, it's going to be a summation of those frequencies, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And of course, that's going to give us the value of 6. So basically, a value for the average is going to be given as 6. And as we said, the concept of the mode is the frequently appearing value in that specific distribution, and that's going to be, of course, 3 is appearing, of course, 5 is appearing 3 times contrary to other, of course, set of values for x, and therefore that's going to form what we refer to as our mode. So this is going to be our mean, and then we shall have our median given as the central value, or the middle value given as such. And in this case, I'm going to take keen interest in this specific aspect of the median. Now I'm going to list these values here. So I've said my mean is going to be given in terms of 6, and then I'm going to have my mode given as 5. So we shall evaluate this aspect of the mode using a particular formula which we had discussed in our previous video, whereby I mentioned that basically we can find or rather the median, we can find the median for ungrouped data in terms of this specific formula, whereby we have said it's given in 2 sets, whereby in case we have the value of n given as odd, we shall have x into n plus 1, which is going to be giving us this particular value divided by 2 given as such. And this is going to give us values of, perhaps I can use the square brackets in this case to create the difference, write this formula in a clearer way. So we're going to have, in case the value of n is odd, we're going to use this specific formula in trying to evaluate the concept of the median, whereby we're going to have this one given as n plus 1 into 2. And this is going to be the value for our median given as such. So in case the value of n is even, we shall have a second case for finding this specific aspect of the median by evaluating half the value of x n over 2, and then it's going to be plus x n. Of course, this is going to be n over 2 plus 1. Given as such. So in this case, of course, we're going to consider these specific values as xi. So the value of I in this case is going to be n over 2 for the first part of this specific aspect for the even number of observations. and then we shall have the value of I equivalent to n over 2 plus 1 for the second case. So in this case, since our number of distributions, as we said, is going to be value for n is going to be given as 10, as we counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and therefore we are going to consider this one as an even, of course, a kind of a distribution. Therefore, we're going to consider the second case for finding our median. So we shall have our median given in terms of this half into x 10 divided by 2 is going to form our I. So plus x 10 divided by 2 plus 1. So therefore the values of those specific distribution for this one and this one, I have that value is going to give us our median. So perhaps I can do away with this so that we can have a space for that one. So in evaluating our specific, of course, median, we are going to have this one given as a half into x5. So the value of 10 over 2 is going to be given as 5 plus x 10 over 2 is equivalent to 5 plus 1 is going to be 6. So we identify the values of this specific distribution for x5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So x5 is equivalent to 5 plus x6 is equivalent to 6. So this is going to be I have the value of 11, which is 5.5, giving us our value of the median. So therefore we shall have this one given as 5.5. So for us to evaluate the various aspects of the mean deviation about these different averages, we shall have these values given in terms of 4 minus the mean, which is 6, and that is going to give us our value for this first set of labels. So this is going to be 4 minus, this one is going to be negative 2. But remember, as we said, we're going to look for the absolute values of these specific deviations. So that's going to give us a positive 2 given as such. So I'm going to fill these tables by finding the difference between the value, specific value and the mean, the specific value and this is specific median. So this is going to be 4 minus 5.5. So this is going to give us an absolute value of 1.5 given as such. And then we shall have 4 minus the mod. 4 minus 5 is equivalent to negative 1, but we shall have a value of absolute value of positive 1 as such. So I'm going to fill this specific table which using that particular procedure, and then we shall proceed from there. So we shall have a specific distribution that is showing the various differences between this specific observation and the various means for our averages for the mean, the mode and the median. And of course, they are going to give us this specific characteristic. So perhaps I'm going to do away with this. And for us to evaluate this one, we're going to find the values of these specific distributions, which are going to give us, of course, we can evaluate that one and find the difference, or rather the sum of those specific values. And of course, I'm going to have those ones given as such. So for us to evaluate the mean deviation about the mean, we said that this is going to be given in terms of the mean deviation about the mean given as such. And this is going to be, of course, as I said, the summation between the first one to the 10th, and the value of n is equivalent to 10, and that's going to be the division over x minus 6, which is our mean, and all over this is going to be divided by n. Of course, we said this is going to be given as 10. So we have found the average for summation of these particular values, and this is going to be 14 divided by 10, equivalent to 1.4. So that's the mean deviation about the mean. And then we shall have to find the mean deviation about this specific median, which we said is given as the summation between I is equivalent to 1 to 10, which is our value of n, of this specific median minus. So we said our median in this case is going to be 5.5. So we shall have 5.5 absolute value divided by 10. And this is going to be, as we said, the total, of course, which is going to be 14 divided by 10, and this is going to give us 1.4. And lastly, we shall find the mean deviation about the mode. And of course, perhaps I can squeeze it in this particular case, or rather, let me just give this value for this. So we have found the mean deviation about the median or the mean given as 1.4, the mean deviation about this specific value of the median given as 1.4. So we're going to find the mean deviation about the mode and see which value it's going to give us. So we shall do away with one of these and find the mean deviation about the mode, which is the summation between I is equivalent to 1 to 10 of values of the of course xi minus the mode. We said our mode is 5, and therefore that's going to be all over 10, and this is going to give us, of course, we said a total of 14. These specific deviations of various averages from the mean in finding other various other aspects of course, measures of deviations or means of deviations about various averages, as I said in previously in my opening discussion. So that is it for now, guys. Bye. God bless you. Catch us in our next video.